G'day, it's Pete here, and we're back for all the action from day 4 of the World Championship. We are closing in on the halfway mark of the qualifying here. And the first round, round 10, was jam-packed, full of excitement, but no match more important than Australia versus New Zealand. So we'll jump into that. And here we've got an interesting hand where East-West bid their way to 6 hearts, pretty naturally. 1 spade, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 hearts, and 4 diamonds. Here was just a Q bid, 4 no trumps key card, 2 with the queen, and they bid 6 hearts. And South on lead here just led the ace of clubs and then continued a club. And because there was a doubleton queen, now East doesn't need any more finesse. So pretty routine slam here played by East. But when we jump to the other table, they actually opened 1 no trump with this West hand. They've got 14 points. They've got a 5-card suit. And then East transferred to hearts, key carded, and we played 6 hearts the other way up. So the king of clubs isn't set up to be a trick. However, without that, you get a diamond lead. You can still make 6 hearts here without the ace of clubs lead, but it's not so easy. So here you get the 2 of diamonds lead. And it might look like, oh, we get a free finesse with the jack of diamonds. We can then discard something on the ace of diamonds. But here, what you would have to do, if you take the diamond finesse with the jack, firstly, if it fails, you're using up an entry to this West hand. Secondly, if it wins, you still have to guess, do you throw a spade away or a club away, and you'll have to guess which finesse to take. Alternatively, here, Bach came up with a pretty decent plan, but one that happened to fail, which is here, if the spade finesse is working and he just commits to taking that, he can hopefully set up his 5th spade just to throw a club away. So at this stage, instead of putting in the jack of diamonds, he rose with the king because he wanted to preserve the ace of diamonds as a late entry. So he did that and then just pulled a low spade, and South hops in with the king, singleton. But this is a type of play that you might do even from doubleton king or a few other holdings as well. So here they then drew 1 round of trumps and then still committed to their plan of just hoping that spades are 3-3 or 4-2 and pulled a low spade. And this actually gets roughed, and now they get to lay down the ace of clubs. So it looks like if you looked at the play, they saw the singleton king, they continued. They also didn't play the jack of diamonds, but it was actually a really clever plan. It happened to fail, but a really nice swing for Australia there. So further results from round number 10. Importantly, Australia won 38-21 over New Zealand. That's the only match that really matters, but there were some other ones. Here, Morocco, the hometown heroes, knocked over Switzerland, the previous champions here. Fantastic result for Morocco. Hong Kong knocked over USA 1. Great result for Hong Kong. China versus Italy. So China had a win over Italy, which is really important for this sort of 8th spot battle here. And also for the 8th spot battle, we had Ireland versus Belgium, and Belgium had the honours there at eking out a win over Ireland. So some really critical matches for like closing in on that 8th spot there, and also some really big upsets. And yeah, let's jump into round number 11. And here we've got an interesting match between Israel and Ireland. And here we've got this big 2-suitor in the East hand. And one of the questions we had here is, when do you actually let the opponents play? So here it started with 1 diamond by East, and South started with a double. It's not a typical takeout double. They've actually got a power double where they're planning on doubling and then bidding again to show this really strong hand with spades. But here it went 1 diamond double, West bid their hearts, and North volunteers a spade. Here East bid 2 no, which isn't a natural 2 no trumps, but yeah, South came back in with 4 diamonds, and this would be a shortage in diamonds, and North said, hey, I've got a shortage in hearts. East bid 5 hearts here, just not letting them play, and South actually committed to 5 spades. Pass, and East thought, hey, they're probably making 5 spades, so let's bid 6 hearts. And they actually sacrificed at the 6 level over their 5 level contract at nil vol. This is a very narrow target that they're going for. They're hoping 5 spades makes, and they're also hoping that they only go 1 or 2 down in 5 hearts. But East does have this really distributional hand. Partner did volunteer a heart suit. And here they were actually right. North-South have no club losers. They have 1 spade loser and 1 heart loser. You could lead your singleton club, but they draw, because you've got a singleton spade, they draw the trump, and you can't actually suffer a ruff there. So North-South will only lose 1 spade and 1 heart, and they can't actually bid slam either. So 6 hearts was a very accurate sacrifice there. At the other table, here it went 1 diamond opening, double, West passed, North volunteered a spade. It didn't show as many points here, and East now came in with 2 hearts. Here it went 4 spades, and West with double fit competed to 5 diamonds. And this 2 heart bid actually looks very strong. It can be done on lots of shape, but they're effectively reversing opposite a passed partner. And then it went pass, pass, and South bid 5 spades. And West seeing, hey, I've got a defensive trick, and my partner's done this reverse at the 2 level. I should be doubling here. It's probably actually our hand. We had this double fit. I've got a defensive trick. Let's not let them play in 5 spades. So they doubled, but 5 spades doubled make. So handy pickup here for Ireland. So the results from the match were actually a small win to Israel here. Other important ones were New Zealand versus China. So again, this sort of battle around 8th spot. New Zealand had a healthy win over China there. And also Singapore had a nice win over Brazil. There are also a lot of uneven matchups here with lots of big swings here, but no major upsets outside of that. Let's jump into round number 12. And here we've got a top of the table clash between USA 2 and Norway. And here East West had a pretty convoluted artificial auction to get to 4 spades. Didn't look like they were going to get there until they finally settled, but a heart and no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 3 hearts, 4 diamonds, 4 hearts. I wouldn't be able to start guessing what this actually meant, but clearly West was showing spades at some point, and they managed to settle in 4 spades. But it looked like, hey, are they actually going to be playing in 4 hearts for a while? It's easy to have misunderstandings, especially with this complicated stuff, but any small deviation in your agreements here can cause catastrophe. And that's highlighted here, but by a much more natural auction, but a tough problem here. So I want to highlight this East hand. So here, you start with a heart, partner bids a spade, and you bid 2 clubs. Now, West bids 2 diamonds, 4th suit forcing. So what do you actually bid with this East hand over a 4th suit forcing bid? So firstly, one of the things you might look for is, do you have 3 card support for partner? No. Do you have extra shape in hearts or clubs? No. Do you have a stopper in diamonds? No. So you don't have anything really worth showing. But what bid do you actually make to convey that? Do you repeat the first bid you said? Well, that might look like you've got 6 hearts. Some people might do that. Do you fake having a 3rd spade? Well, now you might end up in 4 spades. Do you repeat something else? They tried 3 diamonds here. It's important that you actually discuss, if you're using 4th suit forcing, when you have absolutely nothing to show, what bid do you actually make? And here you can see why. West now thought that their partner had something like a 5-4-4 shape and was just bidding 3 diamonds, rounding out their shape. So they bid 4 diamonds, 4 spades, and they bid 5 diamonds here. And East knew that they had nowhere else to go, so they just passed. But 5 diamonds went down 1, so a healthy pickup to actually USA. So very small misunderstandings here can absolutely lead to catastrophe. But USA 2 won by 13 and on top of the ladder here after day number 4. Other important matches is Australia beat Poland here. Poland were up in that top 4 spot, but a small win to Australia there. New Zealand beat Brazil. But New Zealand had a decent day after they had their egos bruised by Australia in the morning. And also Switzerland versus Netherlands, another really important match here with Switzerland taking a nice win over Netherlands there. So taking a look at all the results here, just over halfway through the qualifying, USA 2 in first spot, Switzerland in second, and Norway in third. In the Venice Cup, the women, Sweden in first and Poland in second. Those two are clearly ahead of the rest of the pack, with Turkey in third. And then in the Diorsi Trophy, Poland in first, USA second, and Belgium third. And in the mixed teams, the Wuhan Cup, Chinese Taipei first, China second, and Italy third. So that's all the action from the World Championships. In the coming days, we'll really see this fight for 8th place close out. Keep an eye on that. But thanks all for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.